Hello and welcome to Therapy Book Thursday. I am so excited to read this book with you today. I recently saw somebody that I follow share this book, and I thought, I would really like to read that. And this is called Invisible Things. It's written by Andy J. Pizza and Sophie Miller, and it talks about being able to know and understand and recognize the things that we cannot see. And there are lots of things out there in the world that we cannot see, but that we can experience. And we are going to learn about those in today's book. So I'm not going to skip ahead and tell you what those things are, but we are going to explore those things together. So we're going to do a little bit of practice while we read this book too. There are some I don't want to say experiments, but little activities in here that we can try. And you can always pause or come back to this if you're watching it with me live today, or you can go back to it and rewind it. And if you're not watching this live, you can always pause to practice and jump right back into this book. But we will go ahead and get started, and I hope you can practice with me and then you enjoy this book as much as I have enjoyed it. So, Invisible Things. Now, before we get started, you are going to pick up your invisible things spotting glasses here. So I want you to grab these invisible glasses and put them on so we can spot the invisible things we're going to learn about today. Did you get them? I got mine on. Let's go. Welcome, readers. I bet you've read books about all kinds of things. I bet you've seen mice, bears, caterpillars, peaches, fish, pigs, trees, monsters, the moon, and even pizza. In books, you probably feel like you've seen it all, right? But no, you haven't. It was a trick question. You can't possibly have seen it all because some things cannot be seen. Some things are invisible things. But don't worry, in this book, you get to see the invisible because there's more to life than meets the eye. Where do we even begin? Let's start with our senses. Touch, hear, taste, smell, and see. There are lots of ways we can experience and interact with the world using parts of our bodies. Like our ears. You may have met some invisible things with your sense of hearing, like a dog bark, a cock-a-doodle-doo, a song that just gets stuck in your head, a whisper. What do you think these sounds could be? So these are pictures of things that you could put a sound to. Take a moment to look at those and think what they might sound like. Did you think about it? Let's go. Can you hear anything? Can you hear anything? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who's there? Who's there? Seems like we have an echo in here. Echo, echo, echo. Echoes are cheeky copycats. They repeat everything you say. You've probably heard an echo somewhere before, but now look, you've seen one. Here are some other places to try to spot echoes. Under bridges, in the gymnasium, on a mountain, in a gallery like an art gallery or a museum, in a place of worship like a church or a synagogue, in a garage like a parking garage or maybe your own garage, in a cave, tunnels, and little siblings. Stop copying me. Stop copying me. Mom, Mom. I know I have a couple little siblings. Quick, find an invisible peg for your nose. Smells are invisible things too. You don't even want to know what this invisible thing is. It stinks. What do you think these smell like? Take a moment to look at them and think about what they might smell like. Do you have some guesses? Sometimes we can give pictures to the things that we hear and we smell and we taste. We can taste invisible things with our tongues. A lollipop looks kind of boring, but it tastes like rainbow magic. And broccoli looks cute, but it doesn't taste cute. It tastes like feet. Wow. Invisible things cannot be seen, but maybe you've felt some of them with your sense of touch, like the coziness, a chill. Our sense of touch is important. Did you know that hugging a friend or petting your pet can actually make you feel better inside and out? Now, here we go. We're going to try something. Close your eyes. Ready? Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and count to 10 in your head. 1, 2, 3. What invisible things do you notice right now using your other senses? What can you hear, smell, taste, or feel in this moment right now? You feel some invisible things on the inside. These feelings can come one at a time or in a big, confusing jumble. We all welcome the happy feelings. Joy, love, hope, gratitude, the well-being. But sometimes we might feel other feelings or be in a particular kind of mood. Big mood. If your mood today were a color, what color would it be? Think about that. If your mood were a color today, what color would you be? Did you think of a color? Tell someone who's with you what color you would be if you were a feeling today. Sometimes you can feel the mood of a place. The mood of a place is called a vibe. We've got rowdy vibes, woodsy vibes, big city vibes, creepy vibes. beachy vibes, sleepy vibes, happy-go-lucky vibes, vibey vibes, grimy vibes. Ugh. Can you find all 9 of the vibes in this picture? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sometimes you just can't decide if something makes you feel good or bad. These things are cool and kind of strange, like being lost in a book. That's like, I just can't stop reading. It's so good. Getting the heebie-jeebies. Ooh, I felt really weird about that. Spirit, a spooky vibe. The feels, nostalgia. That's like looking back at something. Deja vu. That's like seeing something in the future. An itch, a dream, chaos, a lost thing, and weirdness. For example, heebie-jeebies. They scurry around in dark places, making you feel uneasy. They may seem like bad vibes, but don't be afraid. They're actually pretty cute. I hope that page didn't scare you. If you felt scared, that's okay. Fear can be a difficult thing, but it can also be a helpful thing. It reminds you to be careful. This is fear. But when fear stands in the way of things that could be good for you, like going to the dentist or raising your hand in class, that's when you also need guts. Moxie, boldness, a bit of fight, a backbone, grit, gumption, and courage. You know those days when you just feel sad? You might have the blues hanging around. You cannot see them, but you can feel them. Sometimes you can shake them off, but other times you just need to sit with them. How curious that a sad song can make you feel happy. This is the work of melancholy. Sometimes a rainy day is just what we need. And lying around feels just fine to me. We're going to have to practice something now. When you're sick of feeling down, I have a nifty trick. Try some fake laughs. They might just turn into real giggles. So we're going to read these, and I want you to try it while we read it. We're just going to practice really laughing, except maybe there's nothing funny happening, and we're going to see how it makes us feel. Warning. Giggles can multiply fast. Better turn the page quickly before things get out of hand. Woo! Oops! Too late! Are you feeling better? The now. Wow, that was a lot of giggles and a lot of different feelings. That's okay. Feelings help us understand ourselves and others. Noticing and sharing our feelings with others can help us feel a bit better. So pause, close your eyes, take a deep breath and ask yourself, What am I feeling today? Let's do that together. Remember, it may take a minute for you to notice all the invisible things inside you. And here's a feelings chart you can look at. We've got joy, the blues, hope, gratitude, anger, love, fear, the giggles, guts, worries, empathy, the blahs. Noticing invisible things will keep your feet on the ground, like gravity, literally. Your head in the clouds can't hold us down. Sky's the limit. Float on, fly high. And your life wonderful. Chaos, pizzazz, math, dark matter, infinity. Seeing all the invisible things all the time would probably be a little much. But it's okay to focus on one or several at a time. Now that you know they're here, you can always find them. If you remember to look with more than just your eyes. Please return your invisible thing spotting glasses here. Did you put them back? All right. The end. So this is like an activity that I like to do with my clients, both little and big, even myself and my family and my kids. And I use my 5 senses. And what were those? Do you remember? What we can see, what we can smell, taste, hear, and touch. And those are the senses that we use to help us notice what's going on around us, to help us notice what we feel, and to notice what other people are feeling and doing. And those things can help us to get along with people, to feel better, to do all kinds of things. And this book specifically was about the things that we can't see with our eyes. So it's practicing, taking a breath and just listening, closing your eyes and seeing, what can I hear? Sometimes it's pretty quiet and you don't notice many sounds, but sometimes when we close our eyes and we take deep breaths, we can start to hear all kinds of things we didn't hear before because we're paying attention to what we can hear. Same thing you can do with your smell. Smell and taste, I think, are a little harder. Sometimes we practice that with food or with things that smell nice. We close our eyes and we smell a flower or we smell a piece of food that we have. And it helps our bodies to recognize it and notice it and pay attention to it and to describe it in our heads, even if we can't see it. We're just describing what we smell. And maybe, kind of like me, if I've smelled chocolate, what's going to happen? My mouth is going to water. I could say, oh, my mouth is watering. I smelled that and it smells delicious. So you can practice this today and every day, especially if maybe you're having lots and lots of feelings. It can be very helpful to notice our 5 senses. All right? Well, thank you for joining me today for Invisible Things, and I hope you can join me next week for Therapy Book Thursday. Have a wonderful rest of your day.